Hello everyone, this is Dr. B. Mahalakshmi, Assistant Professor in the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science. Today I am going to explain the concept in the course Digital and Mobile Forensics. Subject code is CCS343. In this video, we are going to see the concept under the unit of 3. Topic is digital forensics readiness. Under the topic, we are going to see introduction, law enforcement versus enterprise digital forensics readiness, rationale for digital forensics readiness, frameworks, standards and methodologies, enterprise digital forensics readiness and challenges in digital forensics. Let me see one by one in the video. So here, introductions to digital forensics readiness. So everyone, we know the television series often glamorize digital forensics, portraying it as exciting and straightforward. But in real-time digital investigations are much more complex and require substantial preparation. That is, TV shows make digital forensics look easy and exciting, but in reality, digital investigations are complex. Organization must be prepared before incident happen. So digital forensics readiness, that is digital forensics readiness, involves being prepared to conduct digital investigation and present evidence effectively, whether to auditor, legal advisor or in the court. So here digital forensics readiness means being ready to collect and use digital evidence properly. Simple meaning is be prepared in advance for digital investigation. Our aim is reconstruct incidents and find evidence that support or refutes claims. So here the key points: digital forensics readiness is efficient investigation. So ideally all digital devices would be seized and all data analyzed to quickly draw conclusions. However, limited resources and time necessity focusing on the most valuable artifact for the specific instance. That is, here the key point, that is efficient investigation, in a sense it means preparing to conduct digital investigation, present evidence in the court or to auditors, help reconstruct incident, that is what happened, how it was happened and who did it. So simple meaning about the efficient investigation is collect and protect the digital evidence in a proper way. JTAN outlines for the two primary objectives is two goals, that is two goals for the digital forensics readiness according to the JTAN outliners: maximize usefulness of evidence and minimize investigation cost. I'll repeat: maximize the useful of evidence and minimize investigation cost. That is according to the outlines, do investigation efficiently and at low cost. Do investigation efficiently and at low cost. And the summary about the digital forensics readiness, that is ability to perform digital investigation with minimal cost and by the same time maximizing the useful of evidence. So here this focusing these principles, organization can do better prepared to handle digital investigation efficiently and effectively. That is, be prepared for digital investigation. The simple concept, that is simply you can say digital forensics readiness means being ready to collect and use digital evidence properly. Ready to collect and use the digital investigation, the evidence properly. Law enforcement versus enterprise digital forensics readiness. So digital forensics is used in two main areas. One is law enforcement and another one is enterprise. That is, it will be a company, the small company or organization. Here, the law enforcement for digital forensics. The law enforcement digital forensics, it mainly concentrate, that is overview about is here the law enforcement conduct, that is used mainly for criminal cases. Second point, evidence must be presented in court. First point is used mainly, this conduct the digital investigation primarily for criminal cases under the law enforcement, and second point is collect and analyze the digital evidence to present in the court, and forensics principles and methodology must be strictly followed to ensure evidence is admissible. That is, must strictly follow the legal forensics procedure. Example, police investigating cybercrime cases. Enterprise digital forensics, that is use digital forensics to investigate incident, ensure complaints, support disciplinary actions and more. Then enterprise in the sense used inside companies. So investigate employee misconduct, data theft, police violations. uh, so these are the things will be in the enterprise, that is may perform initial investigations before involving law enforcement. Evidence gathered may be used internally or in the court if criminal activity is discovered. Example, company checking internal internal data leak is the best example for the enterprise oriented digital forensics readiness. Example is company checking internal data leak. So here they used inside the company, investigate employee misconduct or data theft or policy violations. These are the concept. If you are investigating, it is come under the enterprise oriented digital forensics readiness. And here enterprise digital forensics readiness. So here in this enterprise digital forensics readiness, ability to conduct investigations with minimal, based on the following key points. First one is with minimal cost. That is what enterprise need to balance investigation with ongoing business operations, and different law and regulation may apply to private investigator and forensics professional in enterprise company compared to the law enforcement. So the term like enterprise forensics readiness, computer forensics readiness and corporate forensics or the synonyms digital forensics readiness in an enterprise context. So here this enterprise digital forensics readiness, here ability to conduct digital forensics, digital investigation in an enterprise with minimal cost and with minimal business disruption, and while keeping the evidence useful. So it should balance. That's what the following key points saying. First one is balance the investigation with ongoing operations, and different laws and regulation may apply to the private investigation, and the terms everything will be the same to the enterprise context. So the distinction highlight need for both law enforcement enterprise be prepared for digital investigation through their approaches, and priorities may differ. So the priority may be differ, but both they are saying the distinct highlight for both the law enforcement and the enterprises prepared for be ready to do digital investigation with a prepared manner. Rationally for digital forensics readiness. Here, ensure the efficient and effective digital investigation by minimizing the cost and maximizing the usefulness of collected digital evidence. So here, why it is important in the sense reduce investigation cost one and save the time. And third one is protect important digital evidence and improve the efficiency. These are the rationale for digital forensics readiness. And here that one only we are going to see one by one. Cost, save time, and here are some real-time examples they gave. So cost. So here investigation, minimizing the cost. Forensics readiness aim to reduce the cost associated with the investigations, that is including the time, effort, equipments and other direct expenses. So one small cyber attack may need many hours of investigation. So here for an example, 2-hour attacks, cybercrime attack, it taking 40 hours to analyze. It taking 40 hours to analyze. And here for example, some cases is New Zealand hacker. 417 hours of investigation cost is nearly equal to $27,800. And here a Russian hacker, 9 months of investigation. So 9 months of investigations, it nearly 9 months of investigation is nearly going to be the it's going to have the much cost in the Russian hackers. So that cost is playing the important role for the digital forensics readiness characteristics. So the best example, two examples they gave, New Zealand hackers and Russian hackers. And indirect cost also is there. So the disruption to the business operation and the need for the legal counseling also added to the cost for the investigation methods. So business disruption, legal consultation fees and employee downtime. So these all are come under the indirect cost. So cost benefit analysis, enterprise often use cost benefit analysis to decide whether to pursue the legal action or involve law enforcement based on the cost versus the potential benefits of or compensation. So that is, company often use the cost benefit analysis. Why is legal action is worth the money? Legal action worth the money? That question we have to analyze based on the cost benefit. And the useful of the digital evidence. So here the useful of the digital evidence is maximizing usefulness, that is digital evidence must be relevant. That digital, what are the evidence we are collecting, what are the digital evidence we are collected from the incident happened place, that should be relevant to the case and that have to be the sufficient to find out the crime has happened or not happened, and truthworthy, that is how it was happened, that implement that presentations or report preparation, that must be trustworthy, and what you are preparing, what are the digital evidence or digital data objects you collected from the incident happened place, this must be valid one. Okay, and existence of the evidence, digital evidence can be transient and easily destroyed, so require timely and appropriate collection method. Example, improper handling by IT support, that is for the IT expert. For an example, in this investigation team, multidisciplinary characters are there, police, lawyer, IT expert. So improper handling by the IT support can destroy the potential evidence, complicating forensics investigation. And here evidentiary weight, evidence must be trustworthy and it must be relevant and sufficient and valid. These all are considered as a evidentiary weight. So relevance in the sense, help to prove the case. That is, it was happened or not happened. That incident was happened. How it was happened, that we have to find out by the relevancy of the data, what is there in the digital evidence. Sufficiency, enough evidence available. Trust, trustworthiness. The trustworthiness is nothing but accurate and authentic. That is, reliably collected. Evidence must be accurate, authenticate, and reliably collected. Validity, in the sense, evidence must be collected in the forensically sound manner. That is, collected evidence is legally and properly. So these are the characteristics for the good evidence or evidentiary weight. So evidence must be strong and enough. Quote. So example of the evidence handling issues, some example they gave. So first one is legal assistant incident. So improper, that IT staff accidentally changed 192 files. This is one of the legal assistant incident. And surveillance footage. So missing the critical footage in the particular footage uh, footage thing, they missing the important or crucial point, that it caused them more impact for the investigation. And next one is evidence deleted. So storage, evidence storage costs lead to the, that the evidence deleted it may lead to the case dismissal. So Armando Anglo case is an example for the evidence handling issues. And wrong understanding of the digital evidence, misunderstanding, Julie Amaro case. So this is an example for the misunderstanding of the digital evidence lead to the wrongful conviction and later overturned due to the proper forensics analysis. So forensically sound collection. So here it's nothing but use proper tools and method. The forensically sound, in the sense, use proper forensics procedure, tools and method, and preserve the data correctly and maintain the integrity of the evidence. That is, no changes should not happen in the collected evidence and follow the legal procedure. This is what simple term we used to call as a forensically sound collection. So in this part 1 video under the unit 3, we saw about be prepared before incident occurs, reduce investigation cost, protect digital evidence, and balance investigation with business operations. And we saw one important concept is law enforcement and enterprises under the digital forensics readiness and rationale of the digital forensics readiness. And remaining concepts is there, what are there in the third unit, let me see in the future video. Thank you so much.